It is that time of year again as the summer turns into fall. The warm months start to begin, cold months happening. You know it is time for some KU Jayhawk hockey. Welcome everybody onto the broadcast on the KU Hockey YouTube channel alongside Jack Maurice. My name is Ryan Cartman, and we are so happy to bring you yet another season of KU hockey and KU's second season back playing in Kansas here in Overland Park. I want to bring in my partner, Jack Maurice here. Jack, just how special is it to be playing hockey to start the season in Kansas?
Oh, it makes me so happy. This is always my favorite time of year. As we've said many times in the past, I guess more today especially, we are so back, Ryan. Back here at Overland Park at Blue Hawk Advent Health Sports Park. No better way to spend my Friday getting to watch Kansas Jayhawks hockey. And what a start to the season the Jayhawks have had so far, Ryan.
Yeah, Jack.
4-2-0.
Yeah, let's talk about that start for a little bit, Jack. Remember last year, this team, they got off to a slow start, and it hurt them going later in the year. They finally picked up the pace, but it just wasn't enough to get them into the Macha playoffs. And so far this year, 4-2-0 record, have split 1-1 against the Macha team a couple weeks ago, that being Creighton. So far, a good start to the season. How important is this for the Jayhawks to have this start?
Absolutely, Ryan. I mean, if you again, like you were saying, if you think about last year, the slow start to the season, it really looked like the Jayhawks were a lost team. And then you look further down the stretch, and they just turned it up to 11. It was a completely different team. They started to go on a tear there, but again, that slow start hurt them and their chances of trying to make it any farther in the playoffs. But this year are, again, completely different.
Mm-hmm. Well, Jack, what improvements would you say you're looking for from last year to this year?
Ooh, I'd say power play needs to get going a little bit more. There were times last season where it would just kind of come out to a dry spell. It wasn't really getting any shots off. They weren't converting on that, which, again, if you don't have a good power play, and especially, too, I don't know if you noticed, a lot of the teams that Kansas played against were incredibly undisciplined. I noticed a lot of times that the Jayhawks would be either down late in a game or they'd have the opportunity to just get ahead early on. They'd have all these power play chances, and it was tough for them to convert on it. So I think that this season, that's got to be a big focus for them to just kind of improve on that and trying to convert on those chances when they're given.
Yeah, Jayhawks 1 for 10 on the power play. 2 weekends ago is the last time they played. They played up in Omaha at Creighton, split that series. As we look at what the Jayhawks have done so far this year, they started the season out 2-0, going on the road to pulling up the schedule here really quick. Sorry about that, folks. Went on the road to play Drake, beat Drake 11-1 and then 9-2 respectively Friday and Saturday, the week of September 12th and 13th. And then the next week after, went on the road, went out to Springfield, Missouri, took down Missouri State in the opener on Friday, 4-2. Dropped the Saturday game, though, by that same score, 4-2. Missouri State won that one. And then 2 weekends later after that, the weekend of October 3rd and 4th, the last time the Jayhawks were out on the ice, KU won the first game, on Friday against Creighton by a score of 7-3. Then lost on Saturday by a score of 7-1. And Jack, that's something that Coach Andy McConnell was talking about with him before the game about, man, winning those, first games of the season series, but then dropping that Saturday game right there. How do the Jayhawks, man, convert in that Saturday game when, you have tired legs, tired skates out there?
Well, it's incredibly difficult, too, because especially after the whooping the Jayhawks gave Creighton and Missouri State those first games in those series, you got to be ready for the adjustments that the other team is going to make. They have an entire day's worth of, okay, we know what they're going to do. We know how they play. Let's make adjustments here. The Jayhawks have to be ready to adjust to their adjustments. It's just they have to make sure that they're able to close it out. They've had great starts to their series, but they have to be able to close it out.
Mm-hmm. And as we look, talking with Andy before the game, that this Jayhawks team is carrying one of the largest rosters they've had in recent history under Coach McConnell. And really, it is a lot of freshmen on this team, Jack. As I'm looking right now, there are currently in the starting 12 tonight for the forwards, there's 5 freshmen in that starting forward lineup. And I think the one you really want to point out is Rowan Vaughn. Rowan's going to be on the second line tonight, playing left wing, the freshman from Minnetonka, Minnesota. Had 2 goals last weekend against Creighton. What do you like about Rowan, Jack?
When you put up 12 points in 6 games, that's something to like already. Let's not kid ourselves. He is only a freshman from Minnetonka, Minnesota. Putting up 12 points in 6 games as a freshman is Those are some pretty good numbers. Again, and what Coach McConnell was also saying, too, is the freshman impact this year. The Jayhawks lost a lot of really important seniors last year, like Tyler Nelson, who is a big driver in the offense. So being able to have guys to take on those roles and make up for that production lost is incredibly important. And already, the freshman presence is definitely doing a great job of making up for that.
Yeah, and as you look at that, too, Jayhawks lost their captain, Tyler Dusso. Caleb Dusso. They lost assistant captain Tyler Nelson. They also lost Michael Fantoni as well. So the first-time captain this year for the Jayhawks is going to be Brett Siddons, Jack, along with 3 assistants, Luke Nesta, Zach Roberts, John Feeney.
Oh, that's the Siddons show. Come on. I mean, we really don't have much to say about Brett Siddons. He's an amazing guy, an even better player. There's not much more you could ask for a captain like him. He's exactly who the Jayhawks are going to want to lead them out here.
So the Jayhawks take the ice for this game, led out by head coach Andy McConnell. And let's take a look at Andy McConnell's starting lineup for this game. Then we'll talk about McKendree. So starting for the Jayhawks, starting line is going to be left wing Aiden Siddons, a sophomore out of Waconia, Minnesota. Starting on that center line, it's going to be Aiden's brother, Brett Siddons, that Siddons connection, the junior out of Waconia, Minnesota. And then starting on that right wing side, it's going to be number 24, John Feeney, the senior out of Wheaton, Illinois. Feeney, so far this year, 2 goals on the year, 1 assist. This front line starting to get some more momentum here, hopefully.
Oh, absolutely. And that was already an incredibly lethal line last year. So giving them more opportunities to start it off here, that's exactly who you want for the Jayhawks.
It's that age-old pairing that the Jayhawks have always seen on defense. Starting on defense for these Jayhawks, it's going to be Zach Roberts and Blake Kern as D partners. It's as old as peanut butter and jelly.
It's a classic. I feel watching these guys, it's been crazy, right? This is my 3rd year doing color commentary for the Jayhawks, and it's like, I feel like I've seen these guys play forever almost. I think I've seen those pairings for about 3 years now. It's Roberts and Hearn.
Mm-hmm. And tonight getting the start of net was going to be Ben Olsen, but he is out with an illness for the week, so we will not see him. It's going to be Kai Vetter getting the start tonight for the Jayhawks, a sophomore out of Edwardsville, Illinois. Last time he was out on the ice, he's only played in 1 game this year, and he started it. It was on September 13th, that second game of 2 on a Saturday against Drake. KU took that game 9-2. And Kai only faced 19 shots on goal and only gave up 2 goals, had 17 saves. What do you like about Kai?
Everything. Kai's been doing a great job of – you could definitely see last year at his freshman season, he started off kind of, getting used to it. ACHA is completely different than what he had played in the past. So getting to see get more of that action and more experience is always going to help for a goaltender. Goaltender development takes an incredibly long time. So giving him that opportunity to get in more games here, it's going to be great for him. He had a great season last year, and I'm excited to see how he progresses this season.
Yeah, and Jack, let's talk a little bit about McKendree before we get to – we're going to the national anthem right now.
Okay.
We'll talk about McKendree after the national anthem. As we finish the national anthem of our great country, Jack, let's take a look at the McKendree Bearcats. This is a team that is a Division III independent team. They have a Division I team as well. So the Division I team typically gets the higher crop of talent. I'm not discounting this Division III team at all, but it is a heavy freshman team with, I want to say, 1 sophomore, a senior, and 2 juniors. So it is an inexperienced team with guys that haven't played with each other before. McKendree enters this game with a 1-7-1 record out of Lebanon, Missouri.
Yeah, I mean, like, McKendree, first of all, McKendree is from Lebanon, Illinois. Let's not discredit them here.
Illinois, sorry.
Oh, man. I've got some buddies down at McKendree, so I got to put some respect on their name. If you're McKendree, you're wanting to get all the experience that you can get. With a fresh team like this, getting to play against a team like the Jayhawks is going to be great for them. I think it's going to be a great matchup between these two teams here. You want to go ahead and go over the starting lineup for McKendree here?
Yeah, let's do that, Jack. So starting at left wing for McKendree, it's going to be number 63, Thomas Durrett. Starting at center, number 8, Atticus Arch, the freshman out of Edwardsville, Illinois. Starting at right wing, it is Jake Demakos, the freshman out of Mastic, New York. And starting on defense, it's Alex Avalos out of Hollywood, California, the freshman. And another defender is Yenrik Roskoff out of Minsk, Belarus, the junior. Starting in goal, Dominic Height, the freshman out of Wisconsin. As we're ready to drop the puck here, Jayhawks home opener is upon us. Playing in the back right corner there, taking that was Blake Miller. Played out to the far corner now, McKendree trying to get out of their zone. Loose puck up here by the point now. Jayhawks get down on the near boards. That's John Feeney on the puck, dumps it for Brett Siddons. Siddons tries to find it back to Feeney. He can't take it away by Avalos. Avalos now goes back to that far corner, tries to find his D partner there in Roskopf. Having to go back and retreat there are the Bearcats. Puck now played up the right wing side. That is Atticus Arch as they dump it in as McKendree goes for their first line change of the night. Puck played along the near side now. Shot on there by Blake Miller. Glove down and pushed aside by Kai Vetter, the freshman, sophomore for the Jayhawks. Puck back out to neutral ice. That is Miller. Dumped in there and scooped up by the Jayhawks behind the net. Near corner now. That is John Feeney. That's Matthew Lang, number 21. Rowan Vaughn, Lang did change numbers, Jack. Got dealing with the number changes this year. That is Rowan Vaughn, the freshman, the left winger, the star right now for the Jayhawks.
Always takes some time getting used to, Ryan.
Puck in neutral ice, batted down there. Looked like a high stick by Blake Miller. Jayhawks wanted the call. They're not going to get it. Either way, they have possession of it now. Shot on from the right point. Save there by Height and pushed aside with the right leg pad. This is Luke Nessa now. Taking a puck. That is Harry Eaves. Far side, pushed down now there by Jayhawks. This puck squirts back out into neutral ice, picking it up are the Jayhawks. Puck played around in neutral ice. High stick there, cut up by a Bearcat, but no call there. Puck in the near corner now to a Jayhawk. That is going to be Rowan Vaughn skating up the ice. Gets pushed off the puck. There to pick it up, though, is Huber. Huber with it now at the point. Huber dances in and dangles it back to Jimmy Cannon, the defenseman. Puck into high slot now. Jayhawks trying to make something happen. They can't, as it is cleared out by McKendree. Icing will be waved off here. 2.5 minutes in. Jack, what are you seeing?
McKendree's doing a great job of getting the fresh bodies on there. They're cycling in and out with all of their players. Well, the Jayhawks seem not too concerned about cycling through their players here, just taking it one play at a time. But McKendree's definitely doing a great job of letting their players get some rest, throw the body, and play fast and aggressive against the Jayhawks tonight.
Demakos along the right wing boards. Puck taken off of him by the stick to Travis Breyer. Now play to Matthew Lang. Matthew Lang shoots down the length of the ice, and it's going to go behind the net of Height. It is the Bearcats now trying to make an entry into the Jayhawks offensive zone. That's Demakos. Pass just a little bit in front of him as the Jayhawks now looking to work on the forward check. It's two Jayhawks right there. That is Matthew Lang trying to poke at it. He can't get to it. Says to me, Blake Hearn with the shot. Goes above the crossbar. Puck now played. Trying to look in a high slot there for Matthew Lang. Lang couldn't get on the stick. As it's now a 2-on-1 opportunity if the Bearcats hurry. Pass, though, goes behind the left wing streak-siding Bearcat as it's a turnover for McKendree. Puck down in front of the net of Height. That was Bullard with the shot on. Goes wide right. Puck in the low slot right now. Bullard again with another opportunity, but couldn't get the puck corralled on his stick. Here's Blake Hearn now from the high slot. Hearn shoots. Rebound opportunity. Save there by Height. Puck still dangerous in front of his net, but he's able to cover that one up. and it's our first whistle of the night, Jack.
Jayhawks are definitely taking their time trying to set up the perfect pass onto the perfect place there. You can already tell that they're not really going for throwing on shots, as we kind of saw a little bit last season. There was a lot of just chucking up shots, hoping that something would make it through here. They seem to be a lot more focused on trying to get something really set up, getting the perfect angle for their goal there.
Face off to the left of Height, won by the Jayhawks, now played along the right boards. That is Nessa with the shot on, deflected in front of the net. That looked to be Krugel, the fourth line out now for KU. A lot of physicality along the far boards right now. Both teams loving it. Shot deflected in front of the net there by a Bearcat defenseman as the Bearcats look to make entry on the forecheck. Puck now played into center ice. That is Blake Miller dumping it in, and it is going to be an icing here against McKendree.
You could already tell with a couple of the shots that the Jayhawks were putting on McKendree, their tips have just completely changed from last year. They're a lot more intentional with the way that they're moving their sticks in front of the net there, trying to screen the goalie and trying to get some better tips to get some weird knuckle pucks and try to get in the net there. But I've definitely noticed already that it's just this Jayhawks offense is completely different.
Braden Schroed, the freshman out of St. Louis, Missouri, wins that faceoff. Puck played with a high stick there by the Jayhawks, so they wait for the Bearcats to touch up, and now they can go. Played now by Krugel. Krugel plays it to the far boards. Bearcats get to it first, though, but now it's a turnover. Nessa with the puck now. Tries to find the stick of Shrew, but he cannot hit. Long near boards now. That is Malcolm Johnson retreating to go back for the puck as he gets it on his right-handed stick. Puck in the near corner now. Johnson with a high flip pass, and that is going to hit the net and go out of play.
Definitely very weird not seeing Caleb do so on the ice this year. The way that he played reminded me a lot of Patrice Bergeron, where he's a phenomenal defensive-minded offense man. It's somebody who is an easy Selke winner for me, but the Jayhawks have done a great job of replacing those guys who were in those roles to give this team a fresh new coat of paint on offense here.
Face off, won by the Jayhawks, sent down the length of the ice. We will do it again, and it will again be to the left side of Kai Vetter.
McKendree's done a great job of trying to move it up those wings there. If you've noticed, McKendree's really not going for the center ice. They've been trying to cram it through both of the wings there. It's been a little interesting tactic.
Puck squirts out now past the red line as the Bearcats dump it in. No icing here. Puck behind the net. Malcolm Johnson goes to play it for the Jayhawks. It is Johnston for the Bearcats, and a dangerous puck in front of the net there of Kai Vetter, but he's able to swallow that one up and get a whistle.
Vetter's had a couple of odd shots heading towards his way. Jayhawks need to be a little bit better about keeping the puck down, making sure that Vetter can see where it's going. I've just already noticed a lot of those saves that he's had have just been a little odd bounces. Had me stressing for a bit, thinking it was going to sneak through.
Jayhawks doing a good job with the faceoffs, one of them tonight so far, as now it's a 3-on-1 opportunity for KU. Here comes Brett Siddons. Siddons shot on, saved by Height. What a gloved hand save there by Dominic Height, showing off the leather.
A little bit of an odd bounce as it came off the heel of Siddons' stick there. Even though it still came off, bounced a little bit, that was still just a quick snipe, but glove side save.
Both first lines out for these teams right now. Face-off one yet again by the Jayhawks. Find the net of Height. Skater loses an edge there. Opportunity now looking for the low slot to John Feeney. Brett Siddons was trying to connect. That did not happen, though. Deflected by a McKendree defenseman. Brett Siddons with the puck again in the low slot. Siddons shot on goal. Dangerous puck in front of the net. Siddons shoots off, I think, the leg pad and above the crossbar of Dominic Height. Didn't get a great look at that one. As puck stays in the KU offensive zone. It's Travis Breyer, the defenseman, going down low for the Jayhawks. Down in the trapezoid. Breyer to the point now. Shot in, scooped up by a McKendree defender, and this will be sent down the length of the ice. Icing going to be waved off here. Nice legs there by Jake DeMakos to wave that one off. Puck along the far boards now, played by the Bearcats. Shot goes behind the net. Picked up now by Burden. Burden loses control of the puck, and now it's Jayhawks' chance to advance the puck and see what they can do. Icing waved off, though, off the stick of a Bearcat, so Height's forced to play it behind his net. Just about 7 minutes into the first period of this one here at Advent Health Sports Park at Blue Hawk. Alongside Jack Maurice, I am Ryan Cartman. As our scoreboard, as the clock now is stopped on the scoreboard at 13:08. Scoreboard is glitching out. Refs do not see it. We'll see what happens here. We're still going with the time on our broadcast. We'll keep you up to date, see what happens with that. Dangerous puck in front of the net there. Rowan Vaughn tried to get it stick on it, but it was tapped aside. Puck in neutral ice now. Jayhawks ice it, and it is 12:37 on our clock, but 13:02 on the clock in the rink. It'll be interesting to see. Are we going to get an extra 25 seconds of clock? Are we going to get a 20-minute, 25-second first period, Jack?
If they were watching the Kansas Jayhawks hockey broadcast, they would know that our clock is up to date. So if they really feel like giving them an extra 25 seconds here.
As our refs right now are talking to our officials in the scores box, determining what time. Okay, so they're going to put the time at 12:50. Time should be at 12:37, so we're going to get an extra 13 seconds of first period hockey, Jack.
That's exactly what we want here.
Jayhawks win the face-off yet again and streaking down Main Street. This is Rowan Vaughn. Vaughn shot on, saved by Height. Bearcats regain control of it as they work up the right wing boards. That is Marcus Dixon, first time we've called his name tonight. He loses control, though, as the Jayhawks now try to come streaking out of their zone. Big collision there along the boards by the Jayhawks and the Bearcats coming together there. Stick got up there, and we're going to have our first penalty called of the night. Trying to see, looked like that was Hudson Huber. Got tangled up there with a Bearcat, and it is indeed going to be a penalty going against Marcus Dixon for the Bearcats.
Pretty interesting. I really feel like that the refs hadn't been calling a lot of the stick infractions so far tonight, but that one was so egregious there wasn't really anything you could do about that.
I think they called that a hooking, if I'm not mistaken, right? Is that the call?
That's what
I missed the call, but I think it was a hook there on Dixon. So it's the first power play opportunity of the night for the Jayhawks as we're waiting to put 2 minutes on the penalty board. Scoreboard is having a bit of trouble getting started tonight. Was it not Dixon? It has 20 on theirs to make us, so now we got 2 penalties up on the board. We'll have to.
Oh man, it is just not the clock operator's night tonight.
It is all good. So Jayhawks' first power play opportunity of the night. Power play has struggled this year for the Jayhawks. 1 for 10 last weekend against Creighton. Jack, what are you looking for in this power play right now?
I'm looking for a goal, to be quite honest with you. Like I was saying when the stream first started here, the Jayhawks are going to need to be better about converting on the power play here. This is an excellent opportunity for them to try and get one up early on here. It really feels like McKendree has wanted it more than the Jayhawks. They've really been chasing for the pucks. They've been putting the body on him. It looks like the Jayhawks are trying to play it slow. I don't want to say being lazy with it, but it really seems like they've just been eyeing the center slot pass for the shot, but not much else here. We'll see if the Jayhawks can convert on this now.
Face-off to the left of Height, won by John Feeney. Play to the point now. This is Brett Siddons, 4 forwards on this power play unit for the Jayhawks. Siddons down to high slot. Siddons shot on, save there by Height. 12 minutes, 4 seconds to go in this first period.
Great net front presence by Aiden Siddons there, screening the goalie. You could really see him try to just tap the puck down there. Unfortunately, tapped right into the goalie's hands, but what a just great play by Siddons there.
Face off yet again, one by the Jayhawks. Behind net now. Low slot looking for Feeney. Rebound opportunity for Siddons. He cannot convert. Aiden Siddons now in the near corner with the puck. Dumps it to Lang. Lang back to Brett Siddons now. Brett Siddons waits. He waits. Finds Nessa at the high point. Nessa shot on, kicked aside by Dominic Height. Brett Siddons, though, once again corrals it off the boards. Plays it down low to, that looks to be his brother Aiden. It is. Now it's Matthew Lang now. Lang, though, loses control of the puck. Trying to clear it out there. Looks to be Jake DeMakos, but he couldn't. Aiden Siddons now as a puck comes flying, or excuse me, a stick comes flying out of the hand of Matthew Lang, and it's going to be a slash called, I'm assuming, against McKendree, and it is. This one's going to be going against number 12, Rudolf Jurgensen out of Latvia.
This 5-on-3 is going to be lethal here. Again, you give a lot of these Jayhawks who are excellent when given the space. This much ice time, it's I'm looking forward to this here. It's the first time that we've had 5-on-3 this game, but it'll be quite interesting to see as they still think that they're giving 9 minutes of penalty time on the scoreboard there.
Yeah, so it's going to be, doing math, it's going to be 1 minute and 6 seconds of 5-on-3 time for the Jayhawks, lest they score a goal before that time winds down. They're looking to do it here. Brett Siddons now at the far point. Siddons waiting for a lane, waiting patiently, knowing there's only 3 Bearcats on the ice. Back to Brett Siddons, the captain. This is Vaughn. Vaughn shot on wide of net. Rebound opportunity there for Roberts, but it goes down the length of the ice instead. Nice job by the Bearcats. Penalty kill. 40 seconds to go in the 5-on-3.
Bearcats not switching out the players here.
Rowan Vaughn circles around with it, and now coming down Main Street, this is Harry Ives. Harry, though, can't connect inside the offensive zone, so Jayhawks going to have to reset outside in neutral ice. Puck tried to get played in there to Braxton Landis, but that doesn't work. McKendree sends it down the length of the ice again. Jack, power play woes again, once showing themselves for the Jayhawks.
Here we go.
This is Vaughn with it. Vaughn wraps around the boards. Rowan Vaughn patiently waits at the high point. Vaughn shot on wide of net. Open net there opportunity for Hudson Huber, but puck just squirted out to the left of him just a little too much. Zach Roberts down, the big defenseman behind the red line. This is Huber waiting patiently. Up now to Vaughn. Vaughn now to Ives. Ives shot on. Kick save there by Height as the Bearcats clear. As they got one already back on the ice. It's a 5-on-4 now for the next 29 seconds for the Jayhawks. Power play. Had a couple opportunities, Jack, but execution not really there.
It really looks like the Jayhawks were more focused on trying to find a lane or trying to find some way to find a better shot, which not always a bad idea, but there was a couple opportunities there where the Jayhawks had a clear spot to shoot. I'm not trying to be one of those people who are just trying to go shoot it, but, there comes to be a point.
Brett Siddons now tries to dangle between 2 Bearcats, has controlled the puck behind the net. At the point now, shot deflected there by McKendree. 15 seconds to go on the Jayhawk power play. Nice shot by Nessa, keeping it in the zone. This is Matthew Lang with the puck. 8 seconds to go on the power play. Brett Siddons now. Siddons shot deflected in front of the net. Think it went off a Jayhawk. John Feeney with the puck at the face-off circle. Lang in front of the net. He scores! Matthew Lang converts just after the power play opportunity winded down. There'll be an even strength goal for KU, but they'll take it, Jack, nonetheless.
The Jayhawks have been looking for that center slot shot all day. It's just been constantly pass to the center, pass to the center, pass to the center. But Matthew Lang converts on it, top shelf. What a goal by Lang.
Lang's 3rd goal of the campaign so far, 6th point of this campaign as he gets the Jayhawks out to an early 1-0 lead just over halfway through this first period. Nasty turnover there by the Jayhawks. Puck goes behind the net of Vetter, and DeMakos there Miller there trying to keep it in. He couldn't, as it's now back in Bearcat defensive zone. Squirted up the half wall there by the Bearcats. Delayed offsides against the Jayhawks. They had to touch up for a second. This is Miller with it. Miller trying to regain control, the big defenseman for the Bearcats, the junior out of Illinois. One of the men with the more experience on this team. Luke Ness along the near boards. Trying to listen for that goal call there. So it's Lang on the goal, assisted by John Feeney. So tally and assist if you're keeping track at home for John Feeney. This is Huber with it, the second line out now for KU. Huber pushed off the puck, but he gets it out just in time, looking for Rowan Vaughn along the left wing side. It is Nessa now playing it to his defensive partner in Malcolm Johnson. Johnson skates back to center ice in defensive zone. Risky play there by the senior defenseman, but he gets it out in front of the net of Vetter. Icing waved off here, tipped by a Bearcat stick as it's along the right wing boards now. Bearcat loses an edge, so it's an opportunity for Jayhawks to get the puck, and they do, but just before it squirted out into neutral ice as it's delayed offsides against KU, and it will be Braxton Landis guilty of touching that puck.
It really feels like McKendree has just been better about that body than KU, which is a little disappointing. KU's got some big bodies, some veteran experience here, but it looks like they're trying to focus more on trying to outskill them, which once McKendree just starts throwing the body on them, not much you can do about that.
First face-off at neutral ice, Jack. That wasn't an opening face-off, nor the face-off after the goal, courtesy of Matthew Lang. Jayhawks now have it behind the net. That is Bullard with it. Bullard dumps it now. Here is Breyer with it. Breyer shot on. Tried to go five-holder. I think it was deflected in front of the net. It was a nice stop there by Dominic Height, keeping this a one-goal game.
Great job by Landis, and it looks like someone else was also screening the goalie there. The double screen, last-minute tap by Landis, but McKendree's goaltender has been phenomenal tonight.
Dominic Height, the freshman out of Woodville, Wisconsin. Been good so far tonight, just giving up one goal to his record. Puck in the high slot now. Backhand shot there by Matthew Lang. Saved yet again by Dominic Height. And Jack, Dominic's defense hasn't been helping him out too much tonight, but he's really shown through so far, facing a barrage of shots.
He stood tall tonight against all of the constant barrage of Jayhawks shots. Definitely wanted to touch on that Lang backhand, though. Almost had a second of the night.
Face off to the left of Height. This time won by McKendree, a rare McKendree face-off win. This is Johnson down the right wing board. Centering pass. What a save there by Kai Vetter. Going back to his left to get his left toe on that puck.
Vetter making it look effortless in goal there.
Puck deflected in front of the net of Vetter. Played behind now by the Bearcats. Jayhawks trying to clear it out of harm's way if they can, and they do. They have a, nope, thought it could be a 2-on-1. It's going to be a even strength rush right there as they have to stop up, though. Stopping up is Braden Shrew in the fourth line for KU. One thing Andy McConnell loves about his team is the line depth that he's been getting so far this season, but here come the Bearcats. DeMakos, cross-ice pass, looking to connect with fellow Bearcat teammate. Couldn't get that number there, the dark numbers on the dark background. Don't help too much, Jack, but couldn't convert there. Shot on there by Bearcat, an easy save for Kai Vetter.
Vetter standing tall, taking on all of those saves. I mean, McKendree's already given up a couple of odd man rushes there, but McKendree, some of their defensemen, man, they are very speedy. Just getting back there, cutting off the passing lanes, forcing the Jayhawks to either make a pass or make a bad shot.
Face-off to the right side of Kai Vetter. Immediately won by the Bearcats and shot on there. Another save for the sophomore goaltender.
If the Jayhawks want to add more on to the lead here, they have to do a better job of trying to get more men up the ice there. It looks like they're a little focused on getting at least two up there in order to try and get an opportunity, but that's not going to do much when you've got 3 or 4 McKendree players back there waiting for you.
Shot on there by Roskoff. Didn't get through. Now it's Brett Siddons with the puck. Siddons tries to dangle around Blake Miller. He can't, as Miller now scoops up the puck. Pressed against the boards there by Jayhawk. Brett Siddons now tries to clear it, but it goes right to a Bearcat. Nice job keeping it in there. Looking like that might have been Zach Roberts. It was. Puck along the far boards now. To Roberts at the point. Keeps it in. Roberts' shot gets deflected in front of the net as the Bearcats clear it. It will not be far enough for an icing. Zach Roberts goes to get the puck. Roberts now headman pass, and it's going to be icing here against the Jayhawks. Nope, we're going to wave it off. I think it tipped a McKendree stick on the way in, so it's going to be a McKendree rush opportunity if they can. Puck goes in front of the net of Kai Vetter, but gloved there by Vetter.
Looks like some of the referees had some words for each other there. Weren't too happy about some of the.
Was that the refs right there yelling? No,
yeah, that was the refs yelling.
Oh, I did not hear that.
Yeah,
that was the KU bench.
I was like, oh boy, some of them are getting a little feisty with each other. Not even the players tonight.
Face off to the left side of Vetter. Shot on there, block in front of the net. Nice rebound opportunity there for the likes of Connor Luxkowski, but Kai Vetter able to deflect that to the side. The laid off sides here against the Bearcats. They touched it. There'll be a neutral zone face-off with just over 5 minutes to go in this game. It is the Jayhawks taking on the Matcha Division III Independent McKendree Bearcats alongside Jack Maurice. I'm Ryan Cartman bringing you a nice game. It's been a warm day so far, Jack. from Overland Park, Kansas.
Too warm for October, that's for sure.
Face-off won by the Jayhawks and goes down the length of the ice to the net of Height, and he'll be smart enough to cover it up as we cross the 5-minute mark in this first period.
Looks like Height might have misplayed it for a second there, tried to get the stop and pass it to his defenseman, but it looks like it tripped under or over his stick, causing him to have the face-off right there in front of him instead of trying to give McKendree another opportunity there.
Face-off to left of Height, won by the Jayhawks. Dangerous puck in front of his net, and nice job able to cover that one up. There was a streaking Rowan Vaughn in there looking to scoop that rebound up.
Jayhawks' blue line tonight has been incredible, and that last little scene in front of the McKendree net, Zach Roberts doing a phenomenal job of keeping those puck inbounds, getting them a bunch more opportunities there.
Face-off won by the Bearcats as they try to clear it out. Nice job, able to keep it in there for a second. That was Malcolm Johnson. He gets control of the puck yet again as the Jayhawks try to enter the zone clean. They do. This is Hudson Huber. Shot there by Eves. Got his stick blocked a little bit. Not as strong as he would have liked it. Puck is up. Trying to glove it down there is Nessa, but got pinned up against the boards by a Bearcat. And I think we're going to have a puck played with a high stick here.
High stick? Ooh.
I think we have I think our ref called it a high stick right there. If I'm not mistaken, I don't know.
Oh, man. Luke Nessa, John with one of the other McKendree players. The height difference there. Oh, man. Nessa's a big man. He's 6'4", senior. He is not somebody you want to jaw at.
Face-off won by the Jayhawks to neutral ice. It is Jimmy Cannon with it. Jimmy Cannon cross-ice pass to Landis. Tip to Bullard. Bullard now. Hard shot there by Matthew Lang. Really vying for his second goal of the night. Here is Nuglowski on the breakout chance, and it is saved there by Kai Vetter. Easy save for Kai.
What a shot. He put his whole body into it, back leg up. It was Ovechkin-esque there, just going right for the slap shot. It's not something you see every day anymore.
So, Jack, as we actually, we'll talk after once we get to the next whistle. We'll catch up on the game and what we've been seeing so far. Puck behind the net of Vetter. It is Cannon going to retreat to pick it up, and he does. Gets it tipped out into center ice, but scooped up by the Bearcats. Bearcats trying to find anything to go into the back of net of Kai Vetter. They've had a few good chances tonight so far, but Kai has been a brick wall as we have entered the 3-minute mark of this game, or of this first period, I should say. That is Landis with it. Landis, spinorama pass, trying to connect center ice to Lang, but deflected and carried out now by the Bearcats along near boards. Avalos trying to carry it out. He turns it over, but there is Demakos picking it up and spinning it around, trying to get it away from the Jayhawks. But Jayhawks, nice job here in their offensive zone, causing havoc. That is Bullard with it. Oh, dangerous puck there. Wide open net chance for Lang, but got it out of harm's way there by Demakos. Behind the net now are the Jayhawks trying to get it out to one of their players, but they can't. Bearcats pick it up, trying to get out of harm's way. They do. Big hit there. Put on. I think that was Nick Woolington, if I'm not mistaken, who put on that hit. But it's going to be a penalty against Nick.
Woo, laying the hammer on there. I mean, it looks like slow to get up there. That was a crusher of a hit by Woo.
Our refs are going to talk about it, see what type of penalty they should assess. No, that is Travis Breyer, excuse me. Travis Breyer, the defenseman for the Jayhawks, with the penalty. And it is now Brett Siddons talking to our referees, trying to plead his case to make this penalty hurt not as much as it needs to for the Jayhawks.
Hard one to take. I mean, it really didn't look like that intentional. He had his head down. Two guys are in front of him. You're going to get hit.
Didn't see the penalty call from our refs. Here it comes right now. Okay, they're going to call interference there against Travis Breyer. It's just going to be a 2-minute penalty against the young man. And I think that is the right call, Jack. That puck was out away from the Bearcat. Didn't see exactly what I hit for the Bearcats, but yeah, that's not a bad call there. But it's a bad penalty to take if you're Travis Breyer.
I definitely think that the combination, it looked like it was two Jayhawks players. I think that didn't necessarily help their case either, having both of those guys. It's at that point you have to call something.
So it's a second special teams opportunity tonight for either of these teams, and this time the roles are reversed. It is the Bearcats going on the power play. We get a chance to see what their power play looks like against this Jayhawks penalty kill. That has had its good moments so far this year and had its good moments last season as well. As Brett Siddons picking up the puck now and neutralized out on the penalty kill unit with his brother, Aiden Siddons. That Siddons connection out there as he's playing a nice job of keep away right now.
Brett's just having a good time out there. It looks like he capitalized on a bad line change. It looked like McKendree was going in for it and then decided that, oh, maybe not the best time when the puck is right in front of you. The Jayhawks player is right behind you.
Puck played now by Roberts. He's going to look to clear it to length of the ice. He actually sends it right into the stomach of Blake Miller. Break there for the Bearcats as there's 58 seconds to go on this 2-minute minor to Travis Breyer for interference. Shot there by a Bearcat, deflected though by Roberts. Didn't get to the net of Vetter. Roberts now with it in the corner to Hearn. Hearn tries to wrap it onto Stanchion, up on the Stanchion, but able to glove it down was DeMakos. As it's going to be another penalty here, and it's going to be a hold against the Jayhawks. This one going against Matthew Lang. Again, this is what Andy McConnell was telling us for the Jayhawks. This team can sometimes not keep their composure too well, not be in the right mindset, and we're seeing it play out right now as the Bearcats are going to get a 5-on-3 opportunity.
Not what you want to do in front of the ref there. That was clear as day. The Jayhawks are more skilled than McKendree, clearly, but it's just, it hurts when McKendree is so willing to just give it their all, throw the body, do everything in their power to just get the puck in the O-zone here. It's just nothing much you could do as they're going out here. Wow.
Almost a breakout opportunity there for George Bullard. Had a nice poke check on the stick of number 53. Couldn't find him there on the roster. Or excuse me, that was number 63. That was Thomas Durrett. Excuse me, read the number wrong. Either way, we'll see if the Bearcats can capitalize here. Nice opportunity there for Blake Miller. Had net to look at, but shot it wide and his stick broke either way. Not shot on there by Durrett. Saved there by Kai Vetter. 1:01 to go in this first period.
Regardless of how that shot ended up going, you can see he was about to have full net there. Vetter just sliding over to his left, still keeping his right leg out just in case, like that was that weird tip that he had. But either way, Vetter just standing square, tall, and ready for anything tonight.
4 minutes of 5-on-3 until Travis Breyer comes out of the box for his 2-minute minor of interference. Jayhawks clear down the ice. Breyer comes out. 5-on-4 time now for the Bearcats. It'll leak into the second period if they don't score. 50 seconds to go in the period. 1:12 on the power play. This is trying to get a look at that number there. Can't, as it's going to be a penalty against the Jayhawks. And I don't know, Jack. Did that stick it in there, or was that a lost edge?
That was a lost edge there. That's a tough call to make. It did look like that the Jayhawks were a little. Yeah, I see. We're looking at the replay here. That's
a hard one. They might have got that one right. Looking at it from the bird's eye view up here in live time, looked like he lost an edge there, but it might be a right tripping call.
Checking the replay on the stream, that was looked like it was a hook or a trip, but no, that was definitely the right call. I was initially a little unsure about that, but after watching that replay, that was. Yeah, that was the right call by the referees tonight.
So Luke Nessa going to sit 2 minutes for tripping. So yet again, another 5-on-3 opportunity for the Bearcats. The Jayhawks keep handing it to them. Sooner than later, you imagine they're going to score. Puck along the far boards now. Zach Roberts trying to clear out of harm's way. He can't. That's Lokowski with it. Lokowski still with the puck. Back down to Miller. Miller now to DeMakos. DeMakos back to Miller. Miller now plays it down. 15 seconds to go in the period. 5-on-3 opportunity for the Bearcats. This is Durrett now. Durrett shot on, deflected in front of the net. How did that go wide of Kai Vetter's glove? 4 seconds to go now. Puck in the high slot, and it's going to be an offsides against the Bearcats. Jake DeMakis couldn't keep it in, and that effectively wraps up this first period power play opportunity for the Bearcats, Jack.
Jayhawks doing an amazing job on the penalty kill here. This is, quite honestly, the last place where you want to be at this point of the game, especially against a team like McKendree, which it feels like they've been dominating all night. But Jayhawks, the people that they have out there, especially having Roberts and Siddons, that's an excellent defensive-minded players to kind of throw out there, throw them off their game, maybe get something going if the opportunity arises.
And in the first period here, the Jayhawks will go back into the locker room up 1-0 against the Bearcats. And Jack, you talked about how KU being a better team from what you see, but right now momentum is in McKendree's way. They're getting Jayhawks even back-to-back 5-on-3 opportunities. The Jayhawks are giving this to McKendree on a silver platter right now to start the second period.
Andy, I am almost certain, is going to be having a hard talk with the Jayhawks about playing a little too cute here. Some of the moves that they've been making are, quite frankly, unnecessary, a little more dipsy-do than they really need to be, or waiting a little too long instead of just getting the shot off here. I think that's going to be the main course of action here. The Jayhawks themselves haven't played too terrible. Vetter's been incredible. Defense has been great. Offense just needs to do a better job of getting the puck on the net instead of trying to dipsy-do their way into the center slot.
So the Jayhawks get on the board first halfway through the first period, courtesy of a Matthew Lang goal, his third of the season, assisted by John Feeney. The Jayhawks will enter the second period on the 5-on-3 for 22 seconds, and then it will be a 5-on-4 opportunity for the Bearcats for another 57 seconds. We'll see if the Jayhawks penalty kill is up to the task, or if McKendree's power play can knot this game up 1-1 early in the second period. We'll send it on to the first intermission break alongside Jack Maurice. I am Ryan Cartman. We'll see you soon for some second period action. Jayhawks up 1-0. Back inside Advent Health Sports Park in Overland Park, Kansas, for the start of the second period between the McKendree Bearcats out of Illinois and your Kansas Jayhawks. The Jayhawks got out to a 1-0 lead midway through the first period, courtesy of a Matthew Lang wrister, putting it in the back of the net behind Dominic Height. But, Jayhawks, McKendree on a 5-on-3 power play to start the second period for 22 seconds, and then another 57 seconds of a 5-on-4. Jack, story of the game right now, at least for the back half of the first period, it's changed to ugly penalties for the Jayhawks.
I am so certain that Coach McConnell has definitely made some comments on that in the locker room and during the intermission here. Jayhawks opening up on a 5-on-3 penalty kill here, but if it's anything like the first 5-on-3 penalty kill that they just had at the end of the first, I'm not too terribly worried. They played great, being able to get the puck out, waste a lot of the time there. I'm not too terribly worried. Although a lot of those shots at the end were adding up on Kai. I was a little bit worried about how he was going to handle against all of those shots, but he's done a great job of tracking the puck tonight, getting in position, everything you could ask from him tonight.
Kai Vetter, we're seeing what he does best, and that's working post to post, Jack. But as we get started for the second period here, we will see if he can do that on a 5-on-3. Going to be a 5-on-4 power play in 18 seconds as the puck is dropped, and the Bearcats win the opening draw of the second act of play. Partner here, Jack Maurice, alongside me. I'm Ryan Hartman, bringing you some KU McKendree action on a beautiful October night in Kansas. McKendree with the puck along the far boards. Dangling around, that is Eckliff. Eckliff loses control as coming out now for the Jayhawks is Matthew Lang. It's a 5-on-4 for the Bearcats for the next 48 seconds.
Really thought Lang was going to make a break for it there. Thought he had the speed on it, but I think he was trying to avoid the offsides there.
Near corner now. That looks to be Blake Miller. It's now skated up center ice on the stick of Marcus Dixon. Behind the net now, Blake Hearn trying to play it for the Jayhawks, but taking it away is Eckliff. Calling for it now. That was the Bearcat. They didn't get to him. This is Durrett. Durrett shot on. Another shot on. Rebound attempt there for the Bearcats. Nice back-to-back saves by Kai Vetter as he's getting pounded with shots right now.
Jayhawks wanting a penalty on that there.
I can't tell if that was a stick or a puck taken up to the mouth area. Brett Simmons, he crumpled over for a second. But either way, it was a center ice opportunity right there for the Bearcats, but nobody home to convert. Here is Harry Eves. He shoots it in on net. Save there in front of the net of Dominic Height. Puck left for the Bearcats. Jayhawks, though, now regain control of it. This is Vaughn with it. Rowan Vaughn seen for an open teammate. He finds one in Eves in the low slot at the doorstep, but he can't convert. Near boards now. Behind the net goes the puck. Again, this is Vaughn. Vaughn now plays it out to Eves. Eves now in the corner. Near side now as the Jayhawks look to bring it back in to their offensive zone. Puck around the board. Stop there for a second by Height as the Bearcats look to reset. Try to make something happen on offense. Far boards now goes the puck. Cross ice to Durrett. Durrett loses control. The Jayhawks pick it up. And here comes Rowan Vaughn. Vaughn, center ice for Eves. Saved there by Height. Rebound opportunity for Vaughn. He can't convert. Nice play there by the Bearcat defenseman, knocking Vaughn off the puck. Puck along the near boards. No icing called here. It was tipped. Looks to be by Jimmy Cannon, the third line defenseman for the Jayhawks. Vaughn with it now between the legs. Nice pass out to his line mate, Hudson Huber. Huber streaking down Broadway, but it's knocked off his stick as it is the Bearcats looking to go the other way. They have an odd man rush, 3-on-2 if they hurry. This is Rudolph with it. Rudolph, Jurgensen, excuse me. It's going to be not an icing. Well, no, not an icing. Went the other way. Sorry, lost my train of thought there for a second, Jack. That'll be an interesting icing call there.
No, but hey, it has been an incredible game between these two teams so far. They've done a great job of just making it real interesting here. There hasn't been a lot of stoppage so far.
It is Malcolm Johnson with the puck now, neutral ice. George Bowler tries to pick it up. He can't. Instead, it's going to be picked up by DeMakos. DeMakos skating it one-handed, pushed off the puck there. Nice hit by the Jayhawks. That hit brought to you by Matthew Lang, the lone goal scorer of the night so far, frees their squad.
Was a bit worried about that hit there. I thought his face was about to go into the stanchions, but luckily it turns out he was all good, but looks like he wanted a call on that there. Bearcats
on the far boards, pushed off the puck there by Luke Nessa. Nice job by the senior defenseman out of Minnesota for the Jayhawks. Nessa now around the boards, going to, that was Landis. Landis now to Bullard. Bullard now resets, gets tripped up there. At least he was looking for a trip. He won't get it, though, as we play on here. 15 and a half to go. This is Lang with it now. Lang, shot on wrister. He scores! Matthew Lang, his second of the night, doubles the Jayhawks lead and doubles his goal total.
Today has been the Matthew Lang game. What a shot. Dangles around on the left-hand side. He saw it all the way. Nothing the goaltender could do about that. He has been excellent this game.
So Matthew Lang, his fourth goal of the season, came in with 2 goals on the year, has 4 now, and he didn't just double his game total, but he has doubled his season total so far.
He has had an excellent game so far. He has been everywhere on the ice, playing up a little more defensively on offense, scoring both goals this game, putting himself in a great position there as there's a
tipped in front of the net of height there by the Jayhawks, goes wide of the post. Bearcats now trying to break out, find themselves in a 2-0 hole now. All the offense tonight, courtesy of Matthew Lang. Trying to keep the puck in there was Blake Hearn. He couldn't as he goes on his backside, and it's going to be an offside against the Jayhawks. Jack, I like that, the Lang game.
This is the Lang game. Clearly, he has played incredible tonight. I mean, it really seems like that goal just energized the Jayhawks there. Right off the face-off, they're making the plays. They're trying to keep it going there. They're playing harder than they did before the goal. For a while, it seemed like McKendree wanted this game more than the Jayhawks, but they found some newfound strength in Lang's goal.
Hearn now along the far boards to Krugel. It's a fourth line out for the Jayhawks trying to go to work. Again, as we said earlier in the broadcast, Andy McConnell loves the line depth that he gets out of these Hawks, and he's given his fourth line an opportunity right here. Front of the net, goes wide of the left post to Kai Vetter. Big hit there by the Bearcats. As the Jayhawks look to come the other way now, it is 2-on-2. Hearn with the puck. Hearn was in reinforcements right there. Couldn't see who got that shot off. That was Krugel for the Jayhawks as it went wide. Bearcats now behind the net as they wait patiently. Krugel decides to pressure the Bearcats. Now they have to make a move. That move is in the neutral ice, but the Jayhawks going to scoop up that puck and look to go the other way with it. Zach Roberts now dangles off the forward. Roberts down the length of the ice, and it is no icing. You're going to say Aiden Siddons won the race to the faceoff dot. I don't know about that one, Jack, but we play on.
Where did this team come from? I mean, this is a completely different attitude that they had 10, 15 minutes ago.
Hearn at the point, dumped it down to the corner. Now puck played in the high slot by the Jayhawks. Chance there for Blake Hearn as we might have a breakout opportunity. We will not for the Bearcats. It's John Feeney, the forward, going to play defense. What a job by John Feeney there to have his head up and make a smart play on the puck. Avalos now with it at the point. He wraps it down behind the net of Vetter. Durrett trying to play it for the Bearcats, but it's going to be pushed out into neutral ice instead. Shoved down there was Aiden Siddons, no call. And it's a cross-ice pass now for the Bearcats as they try to enter the ice. Shot on there, deflected, I think, by a Jayhawk defender. I think that was Travis Breyer deflected that on the way in to Kai Vetter. Nice adjustment there by the young netminder for the Jayhawks.
What an electric game so far. I mean, just constant back and forth, breakaway on breakaway. Not a lot of stoppage in between these teams here. This has been a phenomenal game for everybody here attendance at Advent Health Sports Park at Blue Hawk.
Face off to left of Vetter, won by the Hawks. They send it down the length of the ice, and we will do it again, Jack. Second time we've had to do that tonight so far.
Jayhawks, again, are this is a completely different team. They're playing with fire, they're playing with drive, and they're playing with energy here. The Jayhawks have been really going for those second chance opportunities here. What it seemed like in the first period, as soon as they couldn't get a good shot off, it looks like the Jayhawks decided to come back and play a little bit defense, anticipate their next move. This period, the Jayhawks seem like that they want that extra chance. They want to get that extra shot in. Completely different.
Burden with the puck on the stick as he turns it over to the Jayhawks, and Jayhawks give it right back. This is Eckliff with it. Eckliff now crosses it across the ice. Tipped off the stick there of Burden into the Jayhawks defensive zone. Center ice pass there. Rebound opportunity above the right shoulder and above the crossbar of the net of Kai Vetter. Near boards now. Jayhawks try to squeak it out. They do. This is Eaves going for it. Puck turned over to the Bearcats, and now it's played to neutral ice by Cannon. Cannon wraps it around the far boards. This is now Huber with the puck for the Jayhawks. Trying to keep it in there. The Jayhawks could not, so they'll have to touch up on this delayed offsides. 12 minutes to go in this middle act to play between the McKendree Bearcats from Illinois and your Kansas Jayhawks. Jayhawks offense courtesy of Matthew Lang tonight. Matthew Lang 2, McKendree 0. As Jack Maurice pointed out after a second goal, it is the Lang game.
Jayhawks defense playing incredible tonight. They've done a much better job this period of controlling the puck when it comes floating down the blue line. In the first period, there's a lot of times where the puck would bounce a little awkward, come onto the blue line. Jayhawks defense was having a little bit of trouble controlling the puck, but this period, they've done a better job of handling it and saucing it to their next forward.
Face off to the left of Kai. Face off lost by the Jayhawks as that puck gets deflected and goes up into the netting behind the net of Vetter. As it'll be yet another face off as it seems the game starts to slow down a little bit here in the middle part of the second period. Legs are starting to maybe get a little bit tired.
It really seems like the McKendree is more focused on just getting shots off now. What it seems like their game plan was before they went down 2-0 was trying to get some better calculated shots on here, but it really seems like they've just been trying to shoot whatever goes onto net here and so hoping something can get past better.
Center ice pass there. Bearcats looking for something, but they can't as they're tangled up with the Jayhawk defender. As here comes KU. Bullard with it. Bullard's shot off the skate of Jurgensen's, and it'll be an easy save in front of the net of Dominic Height.
Braxton Landis with a sneaky great game today. I don't know if you saw, as they were about to cross the blue line there, that little drop pass that landed right on his stick, allowing the Jayhawks to get that opportunity off on them. I mean, he's just had a sneaky good game. I just had to point out that 200 IQ move by Landis tonight.
Face off to the left of Height, won by KU. As they looked at another goal, had some insurance to this lead. 20 shots for the Jayhawks tonight, 17 for the Bearcats. There's an opportunity right there for the Jayhawks. Did that puck squeak by Height? It did like not, I don't think. What a job by Dominic Height to stick out his left leg pad and stop that puck as he gets up gingerly.
I was a little worried about that there. It looks like Height went out for just went in the butterfly, spread both of them, but it looks like he got run over as he was mid-stretch there. A little bit worried about him as he's gingerly getting up. His teammates and referees looking at him here. Bearcats bench looking on as they wonder as their star of tonight as he gets back up and he's ready for the next shot here.
Yeah, and that was Matthew Lang there vying for the hat trick, but nice job by Height to deny it as this stays a 2-goal game. And very much right now in reach for the Bearcats, but they're looking for a little bit more life and offense and a few more scoring chances. Again, face off to left of Height, won by the Jayhawks. Shot there by Johnson, got through cleanly, kicked aside by Dominic. Headman pass now. Bearcats trying to make some noise as this puck goes behind the net of Vetter. Two Bearcats behind the net right now as they try to spread out a little bit. Luke Nesta gets on that puck in the far corner as it is 3 Bearcats converging on the puck at once. And right now, I think what they need to do, Jack, Bearcats need to focus on spreading out a little bit more instead of converging on those easy pucks.
Not only that, they need to be more responsible with the puck. On a lot of their ozone opportunities, they've just handed the puck to the Jayhawks here. It's been I wouldn't call it lazy, but more of a, I don't want it, you can have it.
Along the far boards now. Puck picked up by the Bearcats. They try to clear it out. They can't. Stopped by Shrew. Behind the net now go the Jayhawks. Near corner now. This is Roberts at the point. Roberts' shot goes wide of the net and behind the net. Vying for it now. What a puck. We've seen some great puck battles tonight, Jack.
Absolutely.
As the Bearcats win this one off the inside kneecap there of Zach Roberts, but he looks to be all right. Krugel with it. Tries to get it past center ice. He cannot, as the Bearcats forced yet another turnover by the Jayhawks. Roberts has his right hand on the stick, trying to get it out of the offensive or defensive zone. He can't. Instead, gives it over to his defensive partner, Blake Kern, as he shoots it down the length of the ice for Nick Cahalan. Near side now. This is the big man for the Bearcats working down tonight. That was Jenrik Roskopf. Jayhawks try to enter the zone of McKendree. Puck goes in there, but Bearcats able to knock it out. At least they thought they would. This is Shrew with it. Shrew, center ice pass. Looking to connect with Thompson Krugel. He can't. As Bearcats get control of it for now, and they send it down the length.
Impressive cross-ice pass there. Looked like there were 3 or 4 McKendree guys there. Impressed that he actually made it through.
Breyer looking to head man for Aiden Siddons. Siddons, though, didn't have his head up as the first line now out to work for Andy McConnell and the Jayhawks. And it's going to be a penalty coming up here against McKendree, as that looks like one of the easiest cross-checking calls I've seen a ref had to make in a long time.
Absolutely. It looks like it was Travis Breyer, I think, who goes down. Getting up slowly here.
A penalty going against Ryan Eckcliffe for the Bearcats. And indeed, it is going to be a cross-check. Jayhawks power play yet again with another chance. And Jack, they had maybe one scoring chance the last power play opportunity they had, but other than that, it was pretty dead for the back half of it.
To be completely honest, Ryan, this is a completely different team than the first period, though. These Jayhawks are playing with a little more fire, a little more energy, which I believe is going to transfer over here into this power play. I think we're going to see some great shots, hopefully even a goal here.
Jayhawks looking for those great shots, but they also have to execute. Puck along the near boards. Played by Feeney right now. Feeney center ice looking for Lang. Puck squeaks out now to Nessa. Nessa at the high point. Back to Siddons. Siddons, he waits, fires. Nice glove save there by Dominic Height.
Saw it all the way through there. Looked like he was aiming for the high glove side. Thought about passing it to one of his wingers, but saw that he had an open lane and took the shot. What a great play by Siddons there.
Brett Siddons, the first-year captain for these Jayhawks on the first power play unit. Playing back with Luke Nessa. Face-offs right of Height. Won by the Jayhawks. That's Aiden Siddons in the far corner. Siddons shut on there by
Matthew Lang.
Matthew Lang again vying for that hat trick, Jack.
He's been that net front presence there in this power play. He stands there looking for the open man. He's just been getting some good passes to him, though. Even though he's had about 2 or 3 McKendree players on him, he's still found ways to get the puck on tape and get some good shots off.
Less than 8 minutes to go in the second period. Jayhawks on a 5-on-4 man advantage. Minute 20 to go in that advantage. Brett Siddons, centering ice pass for Aiden. Can convert. Another opportunity there for John Feeney. He couldn't get the stick on it as the puck goes all the way back to Jayhawks defensive zone. McKendree playing with a little bit of fire right now.
Brett Siddons just dancing his way through the open ice there. Looked like he had a little bit of a smile on his face as he was going through, as he knew he was that guy.
Aiden Siddons, what a goal for the young man. Goes forehand, backhand, puts it in the back of the net. Jayhawks up 3-0.
What a goal. It's the Siddons show. Shocker. Stop me if you've heard this one before. Just an excellent play to come up center ice and an even better pass right to Aiden Siddons. Easy goal for him. Tap it in. Get back to center ice. The Jayhawks are here, and they're playing with purpose.
It was his brother, Brett, who dangled down between 2 McKendree Bearcats. who are all converging from the net of Height. Brett dumped it for Aiden, and indeed Aiden able to cash it home as the Jayhawks make this a 3-0 game.
And again, like we were saying, Ryan, the Jayhawks have to convert on the power play, and they did just that there. What a goal.
Harry Eves now the second line out for the Jayhawks. Puck glove down there by the Bearcats. Another puck in front of the net. They score! KU goes back-to-back in the span of 23 seconds. And blink or you'll miss it. The Jayhawks double their 2-0 lead, and it is now 4-0 KU.
The hand-eye coordination that took to bat the puck down while still maintaining, making sure it wasn't a high stick. Just the hand-eye coordination, not stopping on that play. Another goal. And just like that, it's 4-0, Ryan. Oh, man. This is it. At the beginning of the game, this is exactly what I thought it would be. I didn't think it would take till the second period for them to start hammering on goals here, but it looks like the Jayhawks have finally found their swagger.
Guys coming off ball break, maybe eating, a few too many donuts, but either way, Jayhawks are here. Dangerous puck in the low slot. Kai Vetter, what a job to bat that puck away, young man, as the Jayhawks look to exit, but they can't. McKendree putting the pressure on. Blocker save there by Vetter as he gets that one out of harm's way as well. Another shot on goal. This time Kai Vetter able to stop that puck. Kai Vetter had 3 nice saves there right in a row.
Rare opportunity where Kai Vetter loses sight of the puck. He's been amazing this game about keeping his eyes, tracing the puck, making sure that he knows where it is at all times. But it doesn't look like McKendree can count on that at all, as it seems like I want to say it was Blake Hearn who was able to track it, get the puck out of air, and move it behind the net and the trapezoid there.
Face off to the right of Vetter. Shot by Durrett. Saved by Vetter, trying to go 5-hole. Near boards now. Jayhawks trying to get it out. They can't. Center ice pass there, attempted by Blake Miller, but that didn't work. Thought I heard a whistle there. I didn't, but here come the Jayhawks. This is Lang with it. Lang dumps it. Shot there by Vaughn. Up and into the netting. Matthew Lang. I think his teammates are really going to try to give him that fourth goal if they can, or third goal if they can.
I think that they are most certainly trying to get him that hat trick there. He's been incredible all night, and even with the 2 goals, he's been able to get open and just have those opportunities for him to get the puck. He's already had a couple of chances in front of the net, but it doesn't look like that he's been able to get quite anything on the goal there.
Face-off to the right of Height, played behind the net by the Jayhawks. Near boards now. Back to the point for Johnson. Johnson looking for a slap shot. He does it instead. High slot there. Chance for Matthew Lang to get that hat trick. Rebound went out to Bullard. He couldn't put it in the back of the net either. Puck still behind the net. And Height able to cover up here. He needed a breather for sure after that sequence.
And don't let the score fool you. Height's had an amazing game. He stood tall. He's been where he's had to be. He's just had some unlucky moments there. He's either been odd man rushes, I don't want to say impossible positioning, but it's impossible for him to move over to the left or the right so quickly. He still had an incredible game.
Face-off to right of Height, won by the Jayhawks. Been saying that a lot tonight. Face-offs won by the Jayhawks. Bullard looking into the low slot at the doorstep. Can't connect though, as here come the Bearcats. They cross center ice and they'll dump it in. No icing as they play behind the net. A couple of Jayhawks and Bearcats still sliding down. This game's getting a little more physical. Puck in between the pads there of Kai Vetter. I want to say he got deflected off the skate of that looks to be Luke Nessa, and Kai able to cover up nicely.
Looks like it went 5-hole there, but Kai was able to maintain control of the puck. Was a little worried about that corner fall there. Looked like that could have been a bit of a dangerous play, but it's good to see those 2 players come out unscathed.
Puck battled for along the corner boards. Jayhawks win it, and here they come 3-on-2. If they hurry, it's George Bullard trying to make his way down. Big hit put on by Bearcat there. Couldn't make out the number of who that was, but Bullard went down. Nice job there by McKendree. This is Breyer with a shot. Gets deflected in front of the net, goes above the crossbar. Bearcats trying to clear, they can't. Another shot by Breyer goes high and misses the net. Travis Breyer trying to make it rain on Dominic Height right now. This puck gets played the length of ice. and it's an icing against the Bearcats.
What a hit there. I mean, that was, don't get me wrong, completely clean, but oh man, that was rough. So it looks like it'll be an icing for the Jayhawks here as they come back
Jack,
up.
did I have my mic up there during that whole sequence?
I have no idea, Ryan.
I might
That's a
have.
good
I don't know.
question.
If the folks at home couldn't hear me, that's because I did. I went to put it down, or went to put it up to get a little quick bite to eat, and it was up. So if you couldn't hear me, apologize for that one. We'll have to make a mistake from time to time. Face-off to right of Height. Both teams vying for possession. It's going to be the Jayhawks coming away with it in the far corner. Trying to push them off the puck there, the Bearcats, but that is Thompson Krugel holding strong. Number 26 for the Jayhawks, a freshman out of Topeka, Kansas. This Jayhawks team heavy with Kansas and Missouri kids as compared to years past. We could take a look into that a little bit later. That is Woolington. Shot on there by Avalos. Goes to the side. Blocker saved by the likes of Kai Vetter. Puck played in the neutral ice now. Travis Breyer goes back to retreat this one. Jimmy Cannon trying to vie off the incoming Bearcat. Breyer can't get to it in time, so instead Braden True will come into his rescue. Farboards now. Puck in the low slot. Open puck for the Bearcats. Kick pad save by Kai Vetter. That right leg pad of his going to work tonight. Durgan now. Puck played by high stick. Our backside ref calls it. The Bearcats touch up, and this face-off will be happening in neutral ice.
Rough sequence by the Jayhawks there, but still doing a great job of maintaining control. One of the biggest things about this game that's really been important for Jayhawks defense are people like Zach Roberts, 6'5", 220 senior. His stick is ridiculous. It's as tall as me. I'm about 6 feet there. He's got a ridiculous stick, but he uses it to its fullest potential. He does a great job with his pokes. He does a great job of blocking off the lanes. He's somebody who knows how to wield it well.
Both teams go for a line change after that stoppage in play. Fresh legs on the ice here as the Bearcats have control. That is Connor Zlotsky for the Bearcats, the sophomore from Long Island, New York. This Bearcats team, Jack, not many guys from the Midwest, as there's a tap-in redirect in front of the net as the Bearcats finally get on the board.
Nothing you could really do about that one there. It looks like Kai saw it was coming 5-hole, but that extra tap led to a redirect. Not much you could do about that if you're Kai Vetter.
And speak of the young man, that was Connor Lokzowski with the goal. The sophomore from Long Island, New York, cuts into the Jayhawks deficit before the second period. Maybe a little momentum there for McKendree to build off of, Jack.
It's going to be a little hard to get past Kai. That wasn't necessarily, I don't want to say a highly skilled goal, but it was quite lucky. I would say it's going to take a lot more to get past Kai Vetter 3 more times.
I would say Connor, though, did have to fight off a Jayhawk defender in front of the net. That was good for him. He put his stick in the right position. That one went behind Kai. It's a 3-goal lead now for the Jayhawks as the Bearcats try to claw back from this deficit. As here comes the pressure by the Bearcats. High slot now. Back to the point. Bearcats trying to make something happen. Here comes Jayhawks, though. It's a 3-on-2 if they hurry. Aiden Siddons rushes down to ice. Siddons will stop for a second and to rethink his options. Kick to the stick of Feeney. Johnson over to Nesta. Save there by Height. 2:42 to go in this middle period to play between the Bearcats and the Jayhawks.
Height coming far out of his crease there was getting a little worried as it looks like Siddons was just gearing up, getting ready to just make that extra pass, but Height standing strong yet again.
Face-off to right of Height, won by the Jayhawks. This is Johnson at the high point. Siddons now, back to his brother Aiden Siddons. Brett Siddons now with the stick on the puck. This is John Feeney. Feeney shot on. Nice glove save by Height. Behind the net now is Aiden Siddons. Plays it out to the far corner, getting pushed off the puck. 2:20 to go in the second period. Center ice pass for Feeney. Nice stop there, though, by the Bearcats defender. Here is Johnson with it. Johnson around the near boards, looking for Brett Siddons, goes off his stick. Aiden Siddons looking for Feeney. Feeney can't convert, though. Puck goes back to Feeney off of his skate. Nice jump up there by Luke Nessa. His teammates appreciate that one to keep that one in the zone. Behind the net now. Bearcats with possession. Right back, though, to the Jayhawks. High point, Nessa. Nessa shot on above the crossbar and behind the net of Height. Jayhawks getting some nice opportunities here. Just got to execute and convert. Feeney, centerized pass off the stick of the captain, Brett Siddons. John Feeney now in the near corner. Feeney again looking for a centerized pass. But again, McKendree stopping them really consistently here. Near side, Aiden Siddons. Backhand dump in behind the net of Height. As the Bearcats look to go on the breakaway here potentially. That is DeMakos with it. DeMakos gets taken down by a Jayhawk. Got to get up there. Luke Nessa does before they call that interference. Ref looking at it. No call there. We play on. Less than a minute to go now in the second period. Jayhawks with a 3-goal lead over the Bearcats.
Linesman over near the penalty box taking some hits there from the players at the puck. Almost feel bad for him there.
Icing called against the Jayhawks here as we're stopped at an even 46 seconds until the second period comes to a close.
Phenomenal play by the Jayhawks defenseman there. Luke Nessa, just the shining example of what you want as your left defenseman there. He did a great job of making sure the puck was staying in control, getting the puck back up there as soon as it came to his corner. That jump grab there to get the puck back into play, doing some phenomenal jobs there.
Face-off won by the Jayhawks, and here they come. Rowan Vaughn with it, dumps it behind the net. Trying to play it there was Eves. He couldn't get to it in time as it's the Bearcats now with possession. Near corner now. Open ice opportunity for Vaughn. Rebound for Lang. Couldn't get it to go through. Excuse me, that rebound was for Huber. Puck still loose in front of the net. Jayhawks can't put it in the back though. McKendree defense standing strong here with 20 seconds to go in this middle act. Puck up along DeSantis. Jayhawks one last shot. 10 seconds to go. Behind the net. 8 seconds to go now. Near corner for the Jayhawks. You know they'll like to add one more if they can. 4 seconds. Vaughn, cross ice pass, looking for Huber. They can't connect, and that'll come to an end. The second period, Jayhawks with chances to add a little more insurance to their 3-goal lead, but they'll happily go to the second intermission, putting up 3 goals in the second period.
What I was about to say is I was kind of surprised at how quiet Rowan Vaughn had been. He's had a heck of a run so far, but I mean, just that sequence right there, Rowan Vaughn had his hands all over it, making those plays, getting in position. He's had a phenomenal game so far, and a great sequence there too. Jayhawks have been playing incredible, doing exactly what they need to do. Converting on the power play, staying open, playing with a lot more fire than they did in the first. We'll see if they can keep it up into the third period here.
Partner, we will see if they can keep it up into the third period. Jayhawks working with a 3-goal lead right now over to McKendree Bearcats. Shots on goal, 30 for the Jayhawks, 24 for McKendree. As we send it to the second intermission break, stay tuned for the third period on the KU Hockey YouTube channel. Back inside Advent Health Sports Park at Blue Hawk is the Jayhawks with a commanding 4-1 lead over the McKendree Bearcats. Jayhawks scoring 3 in the second period, but McKendree coming back with a late goal of their own to make this a 3-goal deficit for the team out of Lebanon, Illinois. Alongside my partner, Jack Maurice, I am Ryan Carbonell. We're ready to drop the puck for the start of the third period. Whistle blown there as our linesman heard Rowan Vaughn going at it with the fellow Bearcats. The puck is finally dropped. Jayhawks win the faceoff as we're ready to go with this final frame of action at Blue Hawk. Behind the net of Vetter. Behind the net of Vetter in the far corner now. Played there by Eckliff. Puck squirts out on neutral ice now, and here come the Jayhawks. This is Hubert with it. Hubert wraps around the boards. It goes all the way back in neutral ice and finds the stick of Zach Roberts patiently waiting. Requesting an icing there was Dominic Height. He will get it. 36 seconds in, and Jack, I think this is, or 38 seconds in, excuse me. And Jack, I think this is the quickest we've had a stoppage at the beginning of any period. I feel like we've always started off each period with at least 3 or 4 minutes of no stoppage.
Both teams have done a pretty good job of just, especially the referees, have just been letting the guys play. I mean, not really a lot of stoppage. It's just been a constant back and forth. Not too much to stop here.
Far corner now. Face off won by the Jayhawks. Here they come on a 2-on-1 opportunity. Jayhawks, they scored! Harry Eaves, the freshman from Overland Park, Kansas, scores his first Jayhawks goal in his hometown.
What a shot. Just comes up the side there. Quick snipe, top shelf, and it was over. Good, one of his Jayhawks teammates here to get up that puck for his first goal. Well deserved.
First collegiate goal for Harry coming in his hometown as the Jayhawks, as we said, they wanted some insurance and they got it quick. 47 seconds in to this third period. Puck at the red line now. Aiden Siddons dumps it across ice to John Feeney. Feeney now up at the point for Nessa. Nessa kicked aside there, shot by Height. This is Johnson with it now at the blue line. Johnson dances with it, gives it down to Brett Siddons, off the stick of Siddons though. So the Bearcats regain control for the meantime. Near boards now. Puck battled for there. In on that is Eckliff. Ryan Eckliff able to get it out, and he dumps it down, and this will be no icing there against the Bearcats. Nice shot there by them to race down ice. Here's a high slot opportunity. Couldn't get it on his stick. Sean O'Connor could not. So the Jayhawks, they have a 4-on-1 breakaway. Let's see what happens here. Luke Nessa, cross ice. They score! Oh, captain, my captain. Brett Siddons sinks one in for the Jayhawks, making this a 5-goal game.
Tic-tac-toe. As soon as it was a 4-on-1 with those guys leading the charge, what do you even do at that point? Not much left for you. Just a quick bang, 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 back of the net.
Brett, that is his 4th goal of the season, and may get a 6-1 lead now for KU as they can breathe a little more easier than they have been once the third period got underway. 2 goals in the span of a minute 45. Puck in the near corner now. Jimmy Cannon looking around, making sure nobody's going to try to take it away from him, and he gets it off to Nick Woolington. Woolington looking to pass it up cross ice to Krugel, but they can't connect. Or excuse me, that was Braxton Landis. Near side now, that's Bullard. Bullard getting pinned up against the boards by the Bearcats. And here come the Bearcats now trying to make anything happen, trying to shorten this lead as much as they can. That was Nuglowski with it. And it's a goal for McKendree. Out of nowhere, Kai Vetter can't hold his post, and the Bearcats sink it in. It is a 6-2 game now. Bearcats not done clawing just yet.
Whiff by Breyer, which leads to the McKendree goal. That was a hard angle there for him, but McKendree just comes sweeping up the left-hand side, comes in, just knocks it top shelf on Vetter there. Not much you can do about that if you're Vetter.
Barrett Nuglaski gets one in behind the net behind the back of Kai Vetter, and hold the phones. It's a 4-goal game with 17 and a half left, and if the Bearcats keep the pressure up, here we go though. Turnover for the Jayhawks. Shot on, kicked aside, rebound opportunity. What a save there by Dominic Height. Looks like Marc-Andre Fleury kicking that glove up, doing a half cartwheel. Oh my goodness. You can hang a star on that one.
And again, it's just reinforcing what we've known all night. He's had a phenomenal game today. He makes the timely saves. He's just been left hung out to dry a little bit tonight.
I'm still trying to get over what save. That's the save of the night right there, Jack. No doubt about it. Here is Callahan with it. Excuse me, not Callahan. It's Cahalan. Excuse me. Near corner now in the defensive zone of the Bearcats. Puck out of neutral ice. Jayhawks will have to go back and touch up. Nessa dumps it in. Glove down there. And this puck sent down the length of the ice. This will be an icing against McKendree. What a save there as we go back to talk about that save by Dominic Height.
I mean, I really thought it was over as soon as it looked like it kind of rebounded him off the wrong way. He comes in, he does a full cartwheel, looked Hashik, Marc-Andre Fleury, whatever you want to call it. That was an incredible cartwheel save there.
Out of nowhere, too, for Dominic Height. Been doing his best back there all night with the barrage of shots he's been getting, and all of a sudden seeing that one. Oh, my goodness. That will go down in this season highlight reel for sure. As here come the Bearcats all of a sudden really quickly. That's Jake Demakis with it. Demakis, though, gives it up back to the Jayhawks. This is Rowan Vaughn with it, the leading goal scorer for the Hawks this season. He's looking to get a goal on the board potentially here. Rowan with it, goes behind the net and comes back around. Rowan patiently waiting, dumps it behind the net, looking to connect with Malcolm Johnson. Johnson, though, couldn't get enough of a stick on it, so it's a turnover to the Bearcats. That is Demakis with it. Well, it was what he did have it, dumps it in, and as the Bearcats go for a line change. Shot wide there by Laskowski. High slot opportunity for a second for the Bearcats, but they couldn't keep it on their stick as the Jayhawks come out now on the rush. Kicked aside there by Height. Nothing to worry about there for him. Nothing like that last save we just saw him make. Here comes Eckliff with it now. Ryan Eckliff works his way around Breyer. Eckliff off the side of the net. Nice job there by Eckliff to work around Breyer. Just didn't have the angle there. Only opportunity he had was off the back of Kai Vetter potentially. As that is a prime example right there of not keeping your head up where you're on the ice. Harry Eves just let back skate, went up past the blue line, and it's an easy offside call right there.
Looked to be a little bit off there, but, you know, he'll make his way back out there. Just a little rough there.
It's one thing that Andy McConnell's talked about with us, though, is that this team just keeping their composure, keeping their cool, keeping their mind in the game. Example of it not happening right there, but we'll see how that young man, the freshman out of Overland Park, bounces back. He scored the most recent goal for the Jayhawks. Puck along the near side now. That is Breyer playing it, but he can't get it through the neutral zone. So Levin Burden, comes away with it. Near side now, wrestled with a little bit by both these teams. Jayhawk lost to 6. Zach Roberts going to have to come out there to pick up the rest of this defensive shift as it's a full defensive line change down for the Jayhawks. Puck in front of the net. Backhand opportunity by Siddons. Look at Dominic Height go sprawling for that save.
Dominic Height just making the big stretch even to try and cover the rebound. He is one athletic man there. That is crazy.
Puck off the far boards. Icing waved off. Saved, covered up by Height. Jayhawks will take that. It's going to be an offensive zone face-off with 14 minutes, 21 seconds to go in Overland Park, Kansas, here at Advent Health Sports Park at Blue Hawk, alongside my partner, Jack Maurice. I'm Ryan Cartman, bringing you the first of 2 games against McKendree and KU. Puck drop tomorrow, 4:15 p.m. These same 2 teams, this same place. Daniel Schmidt will be the color guy for that call tomorrow. Color guy, color man, color dude.
Everything in between.
Whatever works for Daniel Schmidt. Far boards now. That is Landis. Gets banged off the puck there. Loud noise there. I don't know if that Bearcat defender got all of Landis. Hearn with it now at the high point. Feeds it to Bullard. Bullard across ice to Roberts. Roberts shot on. Goes wide of the net. Might have went off the side of the net. This is Blake Hearn and Atticus Arth racing for an icing, or racing for the puck, excuse me, and Hearn gets to it in first, and he gives it up to his Jayhawk teammates. That was Matthew Lang there looking for a teammate, but miscommunication as his puck gets turned over back to the Bearcats.
Lang still looking for his third goal, hat trick of the night here as he comes rolling up the ice.
You would think eventually, Jack, that his teammates are going to try to feed him the puck a little more intentionally than they normally would to get him that hat trick. You know his teammates would love to see him get a third goal in the box score tonight.
Especially if this game proceeds how it's going, maybe McKendree gets one or two back here. You could see McKendree try and pull their goal to give the Jayhawks a chance to get on that hat trick.
Still a lot of time for that to happen, though. 13 minutes to go in this final period of play. Near boards now. This is Shrew, the fourth line for the Jayhawks. Backhand, rebound opportunity for Braxton Landis. That was third and fourth lines on it right now, off the side of the net. Backhand opportunity again for Landis. Can't get it to go through, saved by Height. Big slap shot there by Malcolm Johnson. I think got deflected in front of the net of Height and goes off to the side. Jayhawks able to keep it in, though. Now they can as this puck gets dumped out to the stick of Johnson. Johnson getting pressured by Luxowski. Behind the net now, this is Luke Nessa. Nessa plays it up the right wing boards, finding Nick Woolington, the sophomore from Gardner, Kansas. Woolington looked really good last year, playing on the fourth line tonight for Andy McConnell.
Don't forget about one of our sponsors, Woo Detailing. Maybe a bit of a connection there with Woolington himself, but a great opportunity for him to sponsor the Kansas Jayhawks Hockey Club. Definitely got to go and check that out.
Well, Jack, if you're Christian Blandino, the head coach for the McKendree Bearcats, with 12:01 to go, what are you looking for? Are you happy with how your team's performed? I think you got to be pretty happy with how your team's performed.
I'm pretty happy with Dominic Height. If I'm the coach, I am perfectly happy with how he's played. For them, I think they were on a good start to this game here, and they've still done a great job of staying in the game, getting some great offensive opportunities here. I wouldn't be too worried if I was him. There were some, I don't want to say unlucky bounces, but the Jayhawks were getting some opportunities that they may not have gotten normally, per se.
Yeah, I think, it's a team full of freshmen. You're just looking for any sort of, sign of just, man, growing together, melding together, and it seems 2 goals they put up and, playing Dominic Height, having a good outing. Seems right now, if you're Blandino, you have a lot of good to look at. You have a lot of ugly to look at, too, but there are going to be positives, you would imagine, to come out of this game, even though they might not be so apparent right off the rip.
See, it's still going to be important. Oh, wow.
Here is Vaughn on a minor breakaway for a second, but nice job by the Bearcats defender to get the puck off of his stick. Behind the net, Height goes to play that puck, tips it to a fellow teammate. Puck in neutral ice now, played by Eaves, and goes behind the net of Height. He goes out to play it again. Height being a little aggressive right now, playing the puck, but hey, I'm not against it. Shot on there by Huber, saved by Height. Shot there goes wide to the left of the net of Height and along the near boards. This is DeMakos with it, excuse me. DeMakos loses control for a second, looks to regain control. Nice job there by the young man to get on top of that puck. Goes now back to Travis Breyer. Breyer falls to the ground, tries to poke at it there, laying on the ground, but can't get it off. Jayhawks once again regain control. This is Jimmy Cannon with it. Shot on there, kicked aside to the right by Dominic Height. Neutral ice now as Jimmy Cannon dumps it down. No icing here. As here's a dangerous puck now in front of the net of Dominic Height as the Jayhawks force a turnover. Behind the net now, Brett Siddons goes vying for possession of the puck. 3 against 1, and as 3 against 1 goes, McKendree wins that one, as you would expect.
Jayhawks doing a good job of maintaining control here. Even though they are up 4 goals, they're not quite playing too defensively, parking the bus per se, but they're still doing a great job of taking advantage of those opportunities as they come.
Ryan Eckliff went behind the net there of Vetter and coughs with the puck as the Jayhawks shoot it down the length. Icing waved off those. Our referee has to get out of the way. Puck almost played with the high stick there by Hearn. Not. But it is a lone man now opportunity. This is Thomas Johnston with the puck for the Bearcats. Johnston will instead give it up to Alex Avalos, his defensive teammate. Puck goes out in neutral ice. Hit there, put on, courtesy of the likes of Aiden Siddons. It's the first line out now for the Jayhawks. This is Brett Siddons, the captain. Back to Feeney, back to Siddons. They play a little catch and go as offsides here is the call against John Feeney.
Bit close to call there, but I trust the referee's judgment as he was on the line there. Again, Jayhawks doing a great job of maintaining control, letting the Bearcats just skate around here. They're not in any pressure to try and give up those opportunities and make this game closer than it has to be. Just maintain control, take care of the time, and more importantly, take care of the puck.
36 shots on goal for the Jayhawks, 26 for the Bearcats. Just over 9 minutes to go in this third period of play here in Overland Park. Jayhawks out of the Matcha Silver West, of course. The Bearcats, Division III Independent. This is Landis with it. Behind the net, Landis sticks with it. Coughs it up, though. It's a turnover, but now it's back on Landis' stick. Everybody's playing hot potato right now out here. This is Johnson at the point. On goal. Deflected in front by Lang and goes to the right of Height. They're feeding Lang again. Lang off the post. Might have been off the blocker, and goes to the far board. Seems like the Jayhawks really want him to get that hat trick, as it's going to be an icing there. Puck will go back down for a face-off in front of the net of Dominic Height.
Yeah, like you were saying, Ryan, Lang needs one more for the hat trick. They're going to feed him as much as possible. About 8:28 left in the game here. The chances are dwindling, so I could definitely see the Jayhawks making a conceited effort to get the puck in the back of the net from Lang.
It'll be interesting to see just how much this third line plays that Matthew Lang is on. They're still out here for now. See how many chances Andy McConnell gives his young centerman for the hat trick. Puck dumped out into the Jayhawks zone. Losing an edge there for a second was Luke Nessa, but he's able to pick himself back up. He's behind the net now with his netminder, Kai Vetter. Puck now goes behind the net of Height, and it's going to be an icing against the Jayhawks. 8:07 to go in the final frame of action.
Icing, icing, icing. That is what it's going to be the rest of this game here. It's a tough time just because it's getting to near the end of the game. It's already 10-10 here in Overland Park. 8:07 left in the game. These guys are tired, and they're ready to move on with the rest of their night and be ready for the game tomorrow at 4:15 here.
Near corner now. Trying to keep that puck in, but he could not. That was Rudolf Jurgensen's, the defenseman out of Latvia for these McKendree Bearcats. A lot of international players, Jack, on this Bearcats roster. Here's an opportunity for Jayhawks. Nessa streaks in. Shot wide of the net. Or beg your pardon, that was not Nessa. That was Braden True for the Jayhawks. Far boards now. It is Jimmy Cannon to play it for the Jayhawks. He goes cross-ice to his defensive partner in Breyer. As big hit there, put on by Travis Breyer. But before that, we have an offsides against McKendree.
Really looks like Bullard was trying to just begging for the pass there, center ice, but McKendree's offense just waiting for the pass in between there, try and get that. But unfortunately for him, Travis Breyer is right there waiting for him, laying the body down.
Face off of neutral ice, goes the Bearcats' way. Puck wrapped around the far boards, picked up for the second by Eckliff, but he dumps it for a teammate, but that teammate can't pick it up as here come the Jayhawks coming out. This is Shrew with it. Shrew circles around and thinks better for it. Now laying on the ice, just trying to get that puck to a teammate if he can. It's Krugel. Krugel, center ice for Woolington, for Krugel, center ice for Shrew. And it's a nice save there by Dominic Height, keeping this a 4-goal affair.
Looks like the referee awarding one of the McKendree players there. I thought that would have been called as a tripping, but I think the referee is just letting the boys play. Just let the rest of the game play itself out here. Worry about it later.
Face off to the right of Height. Won by the Bearcats after a little tussle between the two centermen. This is DeMakis picking it up. Tried to tip it up ice for a headman tip, but didn't convert. That is Breyer with it. Travis Breyer doing what he does best, playing up. Shot on there. Blocker to side, above the net. Dangerous opportunity right there against the Bearcats. But Sean O'Connor able to bat it out of midair, out of harm's way. Here's a high slot opportunity. That up stick of Thompson Krugel saved there. As we're going to have a little tussle going on in front of the net of Dominic Height. As the referees break it up, we're still good to go here. Near corner now. Both teams vying for possession. And it'll be the Jayhawks to come out on top, at least for the meantime. Dumped into neutral ice. Jayhawks will take a breather for a second if they can, but they can't. Puck goes right back on the stick. This time it is Harry Eaves with it. That is Jimmy Cannon. Cannon with it, the defenseman. Wraps around the boards, playing all the way in behind the red line. That's something the Jayhawk defensemen love to do, play offensively. Kai Vetter out of his net to get that puck. Dangerous opportunity there. Had a streaking Bearcat coming right down Main Street.
Looks like it was an awkward pass that bounced off Roberts' leg. Luckily, Vetter comes out to play the puck.
Behind the net now, it's Avalos fighting off Huber. Avalos and Huber going at it. Who's going to win this one? It's going to be Huber. Shot on there, deflected in front of the net of Height. Goes wide left of his post. Near side now, working up. That looks to be Nuglowski. Nuglowski, though, turns it over back to the Hawks, and it's Harry Eaves. Eaves with it now. Behind the net of Height. Dumps it off for Huber. Huber trying to work it to the point to Roberts. Roberts keeps it in for the meantime, but it's Bearcat possession as they dump it to neutral ice. It's Nuglowski now. Nuglowski near boards, looking for a man. Has that man. In the far corner now, the Bearcats are working. 5 minutes to go in this third period between the Kansas Jayhawks and the McKendree Bearcats. Near boards now for the Jayhawks as they get that puck out as they try to go on yet another forecheck.
Shots are 40-26 in favor of the Jayhawks here. They have just been lights out since the first period tonight.
Hudson Huber in the second line for the Jayhawks working. Here's Huber slicing and dicing above the crossbar, up the glass. Goes out to Rowan Vaughn along the far boards. Vaughn tries to keep it in, but turns it over as big hit there laid on by Rowan Vaughn. It's going to be a penalty coming up here against the Jayhawks. Went up high on, looks to be Jordan Wathen. Trying to get a good view of the number. It looks to be Wathen. Went up high on Wathen, and indeed it is going to be Rowan Vaughn going to sit. Now the only question is, how much time is he going to sit for after going up high?
Rowan Vaughn giving him the stare down after the check there. Kind of surprising, but not exactly what you want as the Jayhawks here. It's only 4 minutes left of the game. Taking these stupid penalties isn't really anything that you need to be doing at this point. One, you're giving McKendree an extra opportunity to come back here. Being down 3 isn't terrible. It's doable. So, or yeah, I guess 4. Sorry.
Down 4. It's okay.
Jack
Math
cannot do math right now, but if they scored, it would be 3. That's what I meant to say. Apologies. But it's a little difficult.
So it's a 2-minute minor against Rowan Vaughn as the Bearcats initially won the power play faceoff back in neutral ice. So as here's a little opportunity for the Jayhawks in the first penalty kill unit. Brett Siddons now in the near corner. Siddons gets it from 2 Bearcats. Siddons, high slot for Nessa. Nessa shot blocked in front of the net there by Bearcat. As here come the Bearcats now on the power play. They'll have a full 2 minutes of it. Shot kind of knuckleballs above the crossbar of Kai Vetter. He can't reach it. The Jayhawks have possession of it now in the near boards. Shot down the length of the ice. The Jayhawks look to kill this penalty. 80 seconds to go on the power play. It's a minor called against Rowan Vaughn. DeMakos with it now. DeMakos near boards. Circles around the net and is patient with the puck, looking for a man. Tried to connect there with Blake Miller, liked the idea at the point, but went off the skate instead of Aiden Siddons. Far boards now. This is Miller with it. Miller trying to find Eckliff. Eckliff gets to it. Puck dangles. Puck bounces. Eckliff shot up into the boards. Off the stick there. Blake Hearn. Nice job by Hearn to lay his body on the line there and get his stick in front of that puck.
Hearn has been excellent tonight. Again, like you were saying at the beginning of the game, Zach and Blake being on the same defensive line there, a tale as old as time. One of the most defensively sound lines that you can have. They're both incredibly responsible. They're going to make sure the play continues. And overall, they're what you want from your first pair D-line.
Near corner now. Works up to the point. That is Lakowski with it. Or excuse me, that was not. That was Roskoff with it. Either way, here come the Jayhawks on the short man, short-handed. Shot on there, kicked aside. Rebound opportunity there for Matthew Lang. Showing up the splits there was height. No need for it. That was Lang. Couldn't get that shot on goal. Again, looking for that third goal. Bad pass there by Lang as this puck goes behind the net to be played out by Kai Vetter.
Kai does a sneaky good job at settling the puck there. You've noticed it all game here. He does a great job.
Avalos with an opportunity. Nice glove hand save there. Pushed aside by Vetter. Avalos at the point again. Avalos shot on wide of the kicking leg pad of Kai Vetter. Far corner now. Trying to keep it in there was Avalos. He could not as we reached under 2 minutes to play here at Blue Hawk. Puck dumped in, and it's going to be an icing against the Jayhawks, or excuse me, against the Bearcats. As the Jayhawks looking to put the finishing touches on a well-deserved, even though they came out of the gate slowly, now a well-deserved victory.
They understood the assignment after the first period. Again, I'm sure Coach McConnell and the team had a very productive talk about what was expected, because this looks like a completely different team than what we first saw in the first period.
Minute 51 to go in this one. Face off to the left, won by Huber initially, but Bearcats able to gain control of it. That is Arth with it. Arth behind the net, picked up there by Huber. Huber, though, turns it over in the near corner. Nobody wants to puck for the meantime. It's going to be Jimmy Cannon going over to play in the far corner, pinning down a Bearcat. He comes away with it, though. Wraparound opportunity. Puck in front of the net. Goes behind the net, actually, as the Jayhawks trying to clear it in the neutral ice, and they do for the meantime, but they can't get a line change off. Shot on, goes wide of the net of Vetter. Cross-ice pass in front of the net of Vetter. Nobody home on the doorstep, though, to bang it home.
Hey, Ryan, how much time is left in the period?
1 minute remaining, Jack, in the third period, as again, Jayhawks looking to put a wrap on a very good game for them, at least second and third period. Jack, let's start talking about what are some of your takeaways, as we work through the rest of this third period.
Jayhawks did an incredible job at adjusting their game plan on what they had to do today. At first, they started off slow. It looked like McKendree wanted it more, and it really seemed like once it was tied 1-1, that, it was going to be all McKendree at some point. But the Jayhawks rallied back to just rattle off, 4 straight goals unanswered? Absolutely incredible performance from them tonight.
Yeah, I think you look at a team like the Bearcats, too. They'll be back out here tomorrow, of course, to try to, obviously win a game from the Jayhawks, steal a game from the Jayhawks. But not a bad showing for them either for this young group of freshmen, getting some good, needed experience playing together for the first time in their careers. Puck behind the net now. That is Malcolm Johnson with it, under 50 to go. Aiden Siddons decided to skip over that puck, leads to an icing for the Jayhawks.
I think the biggest thing for the Jayhawks here is being able to get that win tomorrow. Again, like we had said originally, the past 2 games, the Jayhawks have split the series both times. If they could get this sweep here, I think that's going to do a lot to their mental and get them prepared for the schedule ahead.
Face-off's right at Kai, 45 seconds to go in this matchup. Face-off won by Brett Siddons. We might have the Brett Siddons fan club down behind KU bench, it sounds like. Sean O'Connor plays the puck. Now trying to attempt to find Ethan Aliano, but he couldn't. Center ice now. 20 seconds to go in this one. Jayhawks might look to add one more goal because, well, heck, why not? Brett Siddons now down to John Feeney. Feeney coughs at the puck, gives it up. It's a turnover as McKendree shoots it down the length of the ice. Picked up by Johnson. 6 seconds to go, 5 seconds to go. And, well, the Jayhawks started out slow, but they ended up wrapping up the game, putting their finishing touches on this one as the Jayhawks take the home opener in Overland Park. Your final score, 6-2. What an outing from the netminder for the Jayhawks, Kai Vetter.
Vetter had an incredible game today. Those 2 goals that he gave up, I wouldn't even put on him personally. He played incredible, stood on his head when he had to. He did everything that Coach McConnell and the team could have wanted from him tonight.
So the Jayhawks will move to 5-2-0 on the season, while this drops McKendree to 1-8-1 in the beginning parts of this 2025-2026 campaign for Matcha playoff berth. Well, Jack, I know I asked you for takeaways earlier for the Jayhawks. What do you have for McKendree?
Not much you could really ask for. Height had the game of his life tonight. He was hung out to dry, I would say, a little bit, but still, an incredible game and an incredible experience for these freshmen here. Not much more you could ask for.
No, these freshmen, again, getting much needed experience for sure. Looks like down in the far corner, Kai Vetter might know a couple of the players down there. It looks to be Blake Miller down there taking a picture with him and somebody else as well. But either way, a 6-2 victory for the Jayhawks, and they look to make it back-to-back this season, trying to sweep, their second season series of the season. It's been a struggle for the Jayhawks, dropping the Saturday games of these back-to-backs, but we'll be back out here. Daniel Schmidt will be on the call with me. It'll be a 4:15 p.m. puck drop right back here in Overland Park at Blue Hawk. Jack, any final words before we sign off for now?
Not at all. We will see you tomorrow.
We will see you tomorrow. Alongside Jack Maurice, I am Ryan Cartman. Happy to present you with another version of Jayhawk hockey here in Kansas. Jayhawks take this one 6-2 against McKendree. Good night and so long for now. We will see you tomorrow afternoon as we finish up this series, McKendree versus KU.